Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare here again with you on the 21st of December, 2023. I'm here with remote viewer and a psychic medium, Liz Cross. How are you doing today, Liz?
Great. I have to go out soon, so I'm dreading that because people are in a total frenzy. They're hysterical out there on the road, and it's driving me crazy.
I know they're in the next Shakespeare video, aren't they? That's what it is. I get it. It's obvious.
Yes, they haven't had their Shakespeare fix. That's what it is.
There you go. Right. We're doing a 2024 prediction video. You asked for predictions on the Patreon, which you've kindly cut and pasted and sent them all to me. One thing I would say is that you did ask for questions and who to probe. There's a lot of questions, not many people to probe. So I've had to come up with a cast of characters that we can that you can use. Well, we can use, but you can probe, Liz. So I've got 4 people lined up: Tom Luongo, Martin Armstrong, Alex Trainer, and Alex Christopherov. And I might have to drag a couple more in at the same time as well. So, first question, you need to grab Martin Armstrong, put him out till the end of the year. End of next year, please. 30th of
Okay.
December.
30th, December 30th, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so the question is, I'm just reading from the top. Question is the US doomed to fail? So I will turn that in. Did the US fail in 2024?
Did the US fail in 2024? No.
No. Okay. Did the working class receive any financial relief in 2024?
Did the working class receive any financial relief in the US in 2024? No, no printing of money. No.
Did the election occur in November 2024?
Yes.
Okay. Was there a UK election in 2024?
Yes.
Oh, when was that?
Was it in the winter? No. Spring? No. So I feel around the tail end of summer.
Oh, okay. I won't ask at the moment who won because.
Well, so people may have an issue with that. This is what I have to say. Even though I tried to stay as neutral as possible with all of these elections, and yes, the UK election does affect me. Why, Liz? Well, because I'm actually British, and it affects all of my family members in the UK, all of my friends, Mr. Shakespeare, everybody. So, because I am so emotionally involved in the outcome of these elections, not saying that I am highly political or highly emotional, but obviously it has a direct impact on me and my family. Therefore, it's safer if I don't make predictions of who wins these elections, because, I do have a slight political bias, even though I try not to. And that slight political bias may enter into the signal lines, the remote viewing signal lines, and it may give me a skewed answer because I know what I want to hear, right? So that's why I don't want to predict the election just yet. Anyway, moving on.
I agree. Okay, now you need to grab oh, hold on. Sorry.
Who am I grabbing now? I have all these men that I have to grab all the time. Well, it's not just men. I grab people all the time. Oh, Cliff High.
Okay.
I feel like Cliff High takes a bit of a break in 2024.
Does he? Yeah, it
Mhm.
doesn't surprise me. He's got a lot of work to do at his house. But this question is direct for grab Cliff, please. Put him out till the end of next year.
Okay, December 30th. He's like, what do you want? He's such a feisty old bugger. What do you want? December 30th,
Tell him
December
Shakespeare's got questions for him.
2024, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Whatever this thing is with his house, it actually is very stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
Well,
is?
oh, yeah, because he can't move, he can't find, so he's having to rebuild the house he lives in. And of course, his wife's not well, and that is very stressful. Yeah, he's having to, yeah. This is a major problem for him.
Okay.
Right. Let's ask Cliff. Did aliens, so-called aliens, increase their contact with humans in 2024?
Did aliens increase their contact with humans in 2024? No, he says it's about the same.
Right. Okay.
Reported.
Okay. Hold him there. Grab Martin back again.
Mm-hmm.
Congress just passed an $866 billion national defense bill, and hidden in the thousands of pages there was a provision that doesn't allow any future president to withdraw from NATO without a two-thirds vote in the Senate or legislation from Congress. So the question is, are we heading, or have we got to some kind of one world government by putting restraints on the US or something like that? So is how far down the road? So the question really, I'll reword it, is how far down the road at the end of 2024 are we globally, or are we the US going for a one world government? That kind of thing.
How far? Do you think that move by not allowing the US president to, and what is it, withdraw from NATO?
Yeah.
Withdraw from NATO. Do you think that's headed towards a one world? Absolutely. Absolutely, he says. That's one of the fundamental things that the US has, the ability to withdraw its funding.
Right.
That is impactful around
So
the world.
24, does he believe that the US or the globally are we closer than we were at the end of 2023 to a one world government? Or are we any closer, or is it about the same?
In 2024 to a one world government than we were in 2023. No, he says it's about the same.
Okay. Who does he believe, sort of what group or collective is seeking the destruction of the US?
What group or collective is seeking the destruction of the US? Is it coming from? It's more internally than externally.
Mm-hmm. Right. Um,
It's
again,
imploding. He says
the end
it's
of
imploding.
again, compared to the end of 2023, does he believe that the US is further down that road, or has it managed to pull back, or what does he think?
Go further down that road. It hasn't gone further down that road, but it's just starting to reverse course, or slightly. But there's been no major shifts from 2023 to 2024.
Right. Okay. Hold him there and grab Armstrong again.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Colorado Supreme Court the ruling that they had to keep Trump off the ballot stick, or was it overturned in 2024? Either by the Supreme Court of the United States or whoever.
They couldn't keep him off the ballot. Now, that's overall. What about Colorado? Did they keep him off the ballot in 2024? No, they couldn't keep him off the ballot.
Okay. Right. Can you now grab Tom Luongo, please? Have him out till the end of the year.
Tom, December 30th, December 30th. 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, we're bouncing around a lot.
Sorry? Yeah, well, these people, yeah, I've got to try and think who would be best because I know what they all do. So it's trying to work out who's going to who's going to be more on cue with certain things. Right. Some of this stuff is definitely down Tom Street. So, mortgage rates for 2024. Are the mortgage rates currently now at the end of the year higher or lower on average than they were at the end of 23?
U.S. mortgage rates at the end of 2024, are they higher or lower than they were in 2023? Slightly lower.
Okay, the housing market for 2024 overall, was it the same, bullish or bearish? For the US?
The U.S. in 2024, is it bullish or bearish? Is it bullish? No, it's bearish, but it's just starting to pick up again. Look, it slowed, but it hasn't come to a grinding halt, right? There's still a lot of people with a lot of money that don't depend on mortgages, and they are actually keeping the housing market afloat. The cash buyers, is there still a lot of transition? Like, are they still fleeing the high tax states for the low tax states? Not as much as we've seen in previous years. People are staying put. It's actually cheaper to stay put, and they're staying put.
Right. Okay. We've got a question about the strength of the dollar, so I have to refer to the Dixie, the DXY, which is the US dollar index. Let's ask Tom. The US dollar index, the DXY. At the moment, it's 102. What is it now?
Higher or lower?
Yeah, what higher or lower than 102? It's lower. Okay, that's good. So that means the dollar's getting good. Okay. Banking system, the health of the banking system. Has there been any major bank failures in the US?
The health of the banking system has been bank failures in the US. There's a lot of banks closing down. A lot of the local branches, we're going to see a lot more of that in 2024. They're going to really start to force people to do online banking. Right.
Have there been any improvements with border security throughout 2024? I'm assuming the questioner means the southern border.
What's been the state of the southern border? Oh, it's mental, it's chaotic. I feel like people are holding there. Have they closed the border? I think that the border has been closed. But it closed due to crowding.
Right.
The agents are overwhelmed. They can't take another case.
Yep.
And now you've got thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and there's more coming. And they're holding at the border. They're holding at the border. They're waiting to come in. So you're seeing like this massive encampment going on. Right. And it's increasing by thousands every day.
Okay.
Employment. They're actually scared of an uprising down there. Okay.
But they are.
That is really something that is like very volatile. There have been little pockets of uprisings. They believe that with force they can overpower the military, the border patrol, the police officers. And I suppose if you have hundreds of thousands of people there, you can definitely overthrow or push past or whatever it is they're trying to do, have an uprising and just run into the country. And this
Mm.
is what's coming. I feel like we're going to have to deal with this in 2024. Things are becoming very volatile. They're not getting enough food. The aid organizations are running out of food to provide for them. There's not enough people to help them down there. Just with basics like washing and clean clothes. There's a lot of babies down there. They can't, they're just overwhelmed at the border. And it's growing in numbers on a daily basis. Now you've got a queue that is stretching for thousands of people just in this encampment. It's like an encampment queue. And they're actually like sectioning off the encampments. It's very strange what they're doing, but they're totally overwhelmed.
Okay. Unemployment rate. Has the unemployment rate risen or dropped, or has it stayed the same compared to the end of 23?
In the US dropped. No, it's risen. A lot of jobs that are deemed wasteful, they're being, removed.
Yeah.
They're being removed. So a lot of sort of administrative jobs, phone jobs are being removed, he's telling me. Banking jobs, obviously. We're seeing a lot of transition. So for those people, I mean, have they been able to find reemployment? A lot of them have not.
Okay. Okay. So small business ownership, has there been an increase or a decrease generally compared to December 2023?
That's a good question. Overall, small business ownership, has it increased in 2024 compared to? No, you're seeing more small businesses go out. You're seeing like the local small business stores closing down. They're just not competing. They're not able to compete anymore. They've held on as long as they could against the big conglomerates. So
Mm-hmm.
you do see a lot of small businesses closing down. I have to ask this: what about bookstores? Are we seeing any bookstores closing down? Yeah, see, we're still seeing bookstores closing down. What about coffee shops? No, coffee shops are maintaining their popularity. Um, what about movie theaters? Are they closing down? Yes, movie theaters are closing down. They realize there's just no point. In a lot of places, they should have closed down years ago. Are people going to the movies? No, no, they're not really going to the movies anymore.
Okay. Percentage of people in the US receiving food stamps, is it higher or lower than in December 23?
Percentage of food stamps. Is it higher or lower? It's higher.
Okay. Overall crime rates nationally, higher or lower?
Overall crime rates in the US, is it higher or lower? It's about the same. What about these looting mobs? They're still ongoing. Are they doing it even more? No, they're actually trying to crack down on this. I feel like what he's telling me is they've lowered the penalties. Sorry, lowered the prosecution amount. So before you had to like commit a very large crime or whatever it was to be prosecuted. Now they've lowered that standard and so they can prosecute more. But he says there's the same people over and over. They're hard to catch.
Hmm. Okay. Um, were the Epstein records released in 2024?
Ooh, that was a good one. Where were the Epstein records released in? Yes. Oh, that was a big expose. Lots of powerful people on that list. And
Were
now those people
when
are
when
having,
were they released?
sorry,
When were they released?
when were they released? Were they released in the by spring? Yeah, I feel like early. early on in the year. And they tried to, there was a lot of people trying to stop the release of that. But now a lot of powerful people are having to answer questions, have alibis, make themselves like, credible again. So you're going to see a massive disruption with that, a massive disruption. Yes, it's really a tell-all. You
These
know,
are made though, based on
sorry.
that. Has there been any arrests made based on that?
No.
Oh,
What is interesting about this, right, is we, excuse me, many moons ago when I first started out, we did a whole probe, if you remember that, Shakespeare, on Jeffrey Epstein. And we got why he was doing what he was doing. And what he was doing is he was blackmailing a lot of powerful people. So he had this strategy of pretending, obviously, to be very flush with money. And he would invite these very high powered people to his island or wherever it was. And these people would have lots of alcohol, drugs also available to them. And then these young girls were obviously there as well. And they were there as to seduce in a lot of ways. And Jeffrey Epstein had recorded these people with these girls, even, sex tapes.
yeah.
Those sex tapes are actually hidden on that island that he used to own. And I can't remember where it was. God, it feels like years ago, even though it wasn't that long ago. And he had hidden them in like a vault in a cave on that island.
Mm.
And that's where those tapes are. And so what he would do is he would blackmail these high powered, powerful people, and that's how he made his money. And
Yeah,
so
but I think some of the intelligence services were involved in this as well. So
has it come out that some of the intelligence services were involved in this as well? So that hasn't come out officially in the court documents.
no.
But a lot of names have come out, and people are really trying to scrub their names.
Well, of course,
Females as well.
Of course, yeah. I mean, this is the amazing thing about the Epstein whole saga is that, the flight logs, some of those have been, and we know that who've been on the flights there because of the flight logs, but the names on the list have never come out. I mean, serial trafficking, underage sex, I mean, every single thing that went on there, and yet the information has been suppressed. So that just shows you, the level that we're at, because they wouldn't let, because they're not letting that out. So that, yeah, I mean, I think a judge now has released saying that some of this lot has to be released. These federal judge has done it. And hopefully there'll be some more, look, what he's done hasn't been done he wasn't the first. There have been many people in the past that have done similar versions of that, either for their own gain, mainly with the complicit side of the state, because he was basically a protected guy, wasn't he? So let's have a look. Okay, next question. Did the automobile industry do better or worse in 24 than in 23? Let's still ask Tom that.
Ooh. Did the automobile industry do better or worse in 2024 as compared to 2023? It did worse.
Okay, did the US in 24 mandate that new car purchases must be dual energy?
Did the 2024, did the US mandate that that car purchases must be mandated for dual energy? No, but that's coming in more 2025, 26. So there's a lot of talk about that this year in 2024.
Right. Um, Another question. Did Robert Kennedy Jr. was he running for? Was he a candidate in the election?
Yes, he was.
Okay. And refer back to Lizzie's question, Lizzie's explanation earlier on of why we don't go any further into all of those. We won't do them. Eventually we will, but not for now. So the fact is he's on the ticket. He was running. Okay.
As of today's information, the most probable outcome, because this is all based upon quantum probabilities, is that he will be on the ticket.
Okay.
He may actually even run as an independent just to get his name on the ticket. There's a lot of big people behind RFK Jr. A lot. There's a lot of people that you would never suspect, but they're throwing money at his campaign like you would not believe.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hold Tom there and grab Alex Craner, please.
Okay. Who is he?
He runs I think he runs a blog thing called The Naked Hedgie or something like that. He's a hedge fund manager of Eastern European descent. And yeah, I mean, he's financially based, but he's pretty clued up on what goes on the geopolitics of the world as well.
Okay.
Which month? Have you got him to the end of November, the end of December, please? No?
I do now.
Ask him which month was gold and silver, which was the high and which was the low, for which month?
Months for gold in 2024. Was it around the beginning of the year? No. Actually, I feel around the beginning of the year there's more of a selling off, so that feels low to me. They're selling off and they're putting their money back into the stock market. So we are seeing some sort of recovery. It's a slow recovery, but it's a recovery nonetheless. Which months? And then we start going back into like gold and silver towards November.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Was there any false flag attacks on the US in 2024 that he's aware of, or attacks in general, but false flag or attacks?
Were there any false in 2024 on the US? No.
Okay. Did either Joe Biden or did he get impeached in 2024? What was the outcome of the impeachment inquiry?
What was the outcome? No, I don't feel like they did impeach him.
And what about what happened to Hunter Biden in 2024?
What happened to Hunter Biden in 2024? What happened to Hunter Biden? Did he get convicted? No, he was just under a lot of scrutiny. What about Joe Biden's health in 2024? What has happened there? I mean, we see a severe deterioration in Joe Biden's health in 2024. Like he can barely hold it together. Is he making a lot of speech? No, they're stopping him from making a lot of speeches. They really are trying to not have him out in the public so much. It's pretty bad.
All right. Okay. I think we've answered those. Let's grab Alex Cristoforo a minute, please. This guy here.
Okay. Let's go December 30th, December 30th. Liz, why are you going to December 30th and not 31st? Well, just in case they decide to drink. I don't want to tap into them if they're drunk. Let's go December 30th, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, what would you like to know?
What's the state of the special military operation with Russia and Ukraine?
It's still ongoing.
Has there been any attempt at a ceasefire or a cessation of anything, or is it just grinding on?
Um, no, but the aid has really dried up to the Ukraine in 2024.
Okay.
We're just waiting for them to admit defeat. They're just not admitting defeat.
Okay. Was there an election in Ukraine in 2024?
Was there an election in the Ukraine in 2024? No.
Okay, so that was cancelled. Okay. Does he know anything about the underground compound bunker that Mark Zuckerberg was building or has built in Hawaii?
It's finished. It's still there.
Does he know why it was built?
Well, he says it's more for his own personal security, more than anything.
Is he aware, or was he aware of anything that Zuckerberg feared then? Or is it, is it a concern for nuclear attack or a war or his own personal safety? Or why
Is
did he
it
do it?
being built right now?
Yeah.
Well, let's ask Zuckerberg. Why are you building an underground bunker in Hawaii? Because I want to feel safe there. What do you mean you want to feel safe? What are you getting? What is it that you know that we don't know? He fears nuclear war.
Okay. Ask Christopher.
He does not
Has there
trust
been
the people
war in
in
2024?
charge. Sorry?
Has there been nuclear war anywhere on the Earth in 2024?
Based upon quantum probabilities, has there been nuclear war on the Earth anywhere in 2024? It's come pretty close. There's been threats of it, but has it happened?
No.
Well, has there been any nuclear events? No. Has there been any nuclear bombs going off? No. Has there been any nuclear war? No.
Okay. We now need to, we've got a crypto question. So can we pull in Hal Finney, please?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've got him.
End of March. No, sorry, middle of April, please. 15th of April, 2024.
Well, I can't move spirit,
Oh,
so
sorry.
that's okay. I can only move the living.
That's true. Sorry. I knew that. Right. Ask him, was there any kind of crash in cryptos in February and March 2024?
March, February, March 2024. Was there any type of crash in cryptos? No.
Right. Did the BlackRock ETF get approved?
That's the BlackRock ETF. Well, which one? Let's be specific because they have new ETFs all the time.
Oh, right. Well, the question just says, is the BlackRock ETF going to be approved?
I think that's probably to do with Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, sorry.
The Bitcoin BlackRock ETF, does it get approved? No, not by March. No.
It didn't. Right. Put him out till December. Oh, sorry, you can't. I know. Sorry.
He's laughing at you.
Not like I'm new doing this. I know this stuff. Okay. Let's ask him a question. Apparently, Gary Gensler and the SEC have a list of about 20 cryptos that he has deemed, or they have deemed, securities, but no lawsuit has been filed. Algro is one of them. Are any of those under SEC investigation to the point where lawsuits have been filed by the end of 24?
By the end of 2024, have they filed more lawsuits? There's a lot of things pending. Have they filed? Has the SEC actually filed more lawsuits by the end of 2024? There's a lot of things pending. A
But they have
lot.
again, no.
It doesn't look like it, no, but without going into, it would be nice to be more specific on that. Maybe that's something we can look into at a later time, but I feel like there's a hit list. That is true. Is there a hit list? Yeah. And it's not just 20, it's hundreds of them. They want to get rid of crypto altogether.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Who have you got there then? You've got Hal, haven't you? Hal Finney. Okay. Has anything significant moved on with the court hearing to do with Hex in 2020 by the end of 24?
No, that's pending.
Still pending. Have they revisited? Did the SEC revisit in any way, shape, or form XRP Ripple?
No.
Okay. Okay. Let us now go to back to Tom Luongo.
Mm-hmm.
Where would he say was the safest place to live now, the end of 24 in the US? If he had to pick one area, where would you say?
In the US, if you had to pick one area, where would it be? Puerto Rico.
Oh, really?
Why do you say Puerto Rico? Well, he's thinking in terms of money as well. Why do you say Puerto Rico? Because everybody forgets about Puerto Rico. Nobody thinks about Puerto Rico as being a target to anywhere.
Good point. But if it had to be in the contiguous continental US, say the lower 48 states, where would he say?
If it had to be in the lower 48 states, where would you say? Nevada.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the opposite question. Where's the worst place to live in 2024 in the US? In his opinion.
In your opinion, and this is his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinion. What is the worst place to live in the US? California.
Right. Okay.
Why do you say California? He's got a money brain. He's thinking too expensive, like too corrupt. He says you couldn't pay me. I don't want to live there. So what region of the states do you feel is the safest overall? What would you say the region is? He says Southwest region.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense, I think. Okay. Was there any talk of succession of the states, splitting up from the Union in 2024?
The states splitting up for the Union. No.
No. Was he aware of any extra monies that were given to disabled persons on SSDI or SSI?
That the disabled persons on SSDI or SSI been given any extra money? Only very minimal. Very minimal.
Right.
Inflation.
Okay. I think we've asked, well, you kind of asked this, answered it indirectly, but so how does the Fed's funds rate compare to at the end of 24 compared to now? So is it higher or lower or the same, or what is it?
What's the current rate? Do we know?
It's isn't it five? Hold on. I think it's 5.5, is it?
Interest rate, is it higher or lower than 5.5? It's lower.
Yeah, it's 5.5, 5.25 to 5.5 at the moment.
It goes back into the fours.
Okay, in which month in 2024 was it the highest?
Which month in 2024 was it the highest? The beginning of the year.
And was that higher than it is at the end of 2023?
No, they're starting to decrease in increments.
Right. Okay. 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 Let's have a look. Right, let's grab no, actually we'll stay with Tom for a bit. What happened with the blockade? We're going to do a separate video of this. But I just want to do one question. What happened with the blockade that is starting now in December 2023 of the Red Sea? Did that blow out of proportion? Was it stopped? What happened?
It had to come to some sort of compromise.
Right.
They basically, it's a financial compromise too.
Right. Okay. Was he aware of how did Tesla stock do in 2024?
How did Tesla stock do in 2024? It rose. Was it higher than what it was when it closed in 2023? Yes. Was it significantly higher? Not significantly, but it's definitely on the up.
Right. Is he aware of let's hold him there and grab Cliff a minute.
Okay.
Is he aware did IBM, the company IBM, once again gain any prominence with its quantum computer technology?
Did quantum computing technology? No.
Did AT&T break up during this year?
Break up during this year? No.
Okay. Let's have a look. How did this? Is Cliff aware of how the stock market did overall for 2024? I mean, at the end of 24, how is it compared to the end of 23?
Are you aware of how the stock market does in 2024? It's relatively the same. I'm getting that, it has peaks and troughs and ebb and flow. But overall, would you say it's bullish? No. Overall, would you say it's bear? It's not like it's not bullish, it's not bearish, but it's flat.
Okay, now I'm going to ask us a question of all of these people. We'll start with Cliff. Can he give one piece of advice that he's learned from 2024 to himself back in the end of 23?
One piece of advice. What would you give yourself in 2024 looking back? It's really just a wait and see, a hold tight. We're not going to see too many changes, drastic changes. Have there been like major natural disasters? Yeah, there's been quite a few, problems with storms and things, hurricanes. I feel like there is a hurricane. What about earthquakes? Not any major earthquakes on the US. Not I'm getting a no right now for the major earthquakes. I mean, there's always weather issues somewhere. What about the just overall the economy? The economy is just holding. It really is just holding. I mean, they're trying to ease it a little bit, but the problem is, this is what I'm getting from them, is that, the employers have got to keep up.
Right.
They're not paying out, more money on people's wages, even though we're starting to see an easing and they're starting to make some more profit than they did in 2023. They're not paying the people fairly. Like, everybody's holding on to their money. Was there anything more on the student loan forgiveness? Yeah, I feel like some more students had their loans forgiven. I do get that. And how was that impactful? No, it wasn't, because the amount of people that owe money on student loans is just ridiculous. And so that didn't really make an impact. No, that was a move to try to persuade voters. Did it work? No, it's not working.
Right. Okay. Let's put him to the side a minute. Let's grab Martin Armstrong and ask him the same question out at the end of December 24.
Is there anything that you wish you would have known or done differently at the end of 24 to get through 24? It's just really stay calm. What do you mean by stay calm? Just, he says the world's gone to hell in a handbasket. So you just have to ride it out. You're just going to have to find a way to deal with the economy. Has the economy in the US improved at all? No. What about other countries? Has it improved? No, not really. It's not improving.
Okay.
About the UK, has it improved? No, the economy is not improving in the UK. It's actually a little bit worse. So as you start to see a slight improvement, what happens is, he's telling me that countries benchmark themselves against one another, right? And usually the US sets the benchmark, is what he's telling me. So, have you seen a X percentage growth, or has the X percentage improvement in the economy? What I'm getting is the UK, when it starts to benchmark or compare itself to other countries, it's definitely starting to sink lower in morale as well.
Okay.
Is Charles still king? Yes.
Okay. Hold
Oh,
him
I
there.
have to ask the next question, Mr. Shakespeare. Have
Okay.
Harry and Charles and William made up, kissing made up? No.
Okay.
I knew you wanted to know that.
Possibly. Quite possibly, or probably, one of the most important questions of our time.
Well, yes, it is. It is the most important. Has
Yeah.
Meghan Markle made a comeback to Hollywood? A little bit. Yes, she has. But is she doing anything significant? No. Are they still quite hated around the globe? Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's turned on them. Oh, okay. Well, so nothing's changed
Could have
on the
asked those
royal
questions.
front.
Could have done.
Oh, by the way, coming up next week, folks, Mr. Shakespeare, we have a in-depth probe on Diana. If you would be so kind to be the interviewer on that one.
I'm washing my hair next week, actually. I'll be available. And because my hair is so long, it takes 4 days to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they won't understand
Hold
that
it.
joke. Some people won't take that as a joke.
No, they won't. Oh dear.
What a
I can
sad
tell you
state of
now,
affairs we live in
we have
now.
to go down that road. I'm throwing a sickie. Just telling you now. I'm going to get held up in traffic. I'm going to have some prior arrangements. There's going to be all sorts of issues there.
It'll be a good probe. It will. It's a good one.
Okay. All right. Oh dear. Right, you've lost my train of thought now.
Well,
Right,
just
okay. Hold in. Let's drop. Let's go to Alex Craner and ask Craner the same question, please.
What advice would you give yourself at the end of 2024 that you wish you had at the beginning of 2024? Weather the financial storm in the stock market. So he's telling me we're going to see some big increases and some big drops.
Right. Okay.
Excuse me, or big corrections.
Right.
So it's really, is it a good year for traders? It's a great year for traders.
Well,
Now, I have to ask this. Are you familiar with the YieldMax funds? No. Dang. Okay. I got to move my YieldMax guy out. Can you get, God, what's his name? Do you know the YieldMax guy?
no. Who?
I love YieldMax. This is not official financial advice. Okay. Jay Pestricelli, 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 Jay Pestricelli. He is the
P.
fund manager.
Petrocelli, yeah. Him? This guy?
Mm-hmm. He's actually very clever. Okay, I'm moving him out. Let's go December 30th, 2024, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jay, how did YieldMax do in 2024? It exploded. What do you mean?
Yield.
Sorry.
Price or in yield?
In price? In price, and what about yield? And in yield. Okay,
Right.
so for those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, YieldMax funds are basically ETFs. They're very low cost, but they play on the volatility of big funds like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Tesla, Coinbase. There's a ton of them. And the more volatile the market, the more money they make. That's why I had to ask this question. And they pay out massive dividends.
Did the best, Liz?
Oh, out of your funds for the entire year, well, I'll just take the top three. Did Coney outperform all of the YieldMax funds? No. Did Tesla outperform all of the YieldMax funds as far as dividend yields? Because there's different components to this. So let's ask that question again. Did Coney outperform all other YieldMax funds with regards to dividend payout? Coney was quite high. CONY is the ticker. Listen, you guys have got to do your own research. Liz is not saying you should be for or against. I'm just curious. Okay. What about Tesla? TSLY is the ticker. How did that do for the year? Did it still maintain a consistent high dividend yield overall for 2024? Overall, yes. Okay. And with these dividend yields, they're volatile too. So this is a gamble. And this guy has come in and he has disrupted the market. Now they're seeing how successful these funds are so far. They're brand new. But other companies like BlackRock and those big players, Charles Schwab, they're thinking of doing the same thing because these guys here, they're making money. Now you have to be smart. You have to know when to buy. I'm not telling you to buy in. I'm just saying do your research. Okay, now what about NVDY? I think that's the ticker. How did that do overall for YieldMax for 2024? He's giving me a thumbs up. So how did it do for dividend yields? It did great. So those three seem to be doing well. That's why I had to ask it, because the more volatility you have in the market, the better these guys perform, the more money that they make. But you have to do your own research. You have to know what you're getting into. This is money that you can afford to lose. So don't write Liz an email saying, Liz, I remortgaged my house and I put everything in Tesla. Don't do that. I'm not telling you to do that at all. Neither is Mr. Shakespeare. We'd never do that. You know your risk. You know how risk averse you are. That's down to you. Those decisions are yours to make. I just had to check that because of what we got back, where there's going to be these wild swings in the markets.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anything else?
Yeah. We didn't ask. Yes, we did. Let's ask Alex Cristoforo the same question, please.
He's so manly. When I connect with his energy, he's so alpha and just so manly. So Alex, if you were to look back on 2024 and you were to give yourself, what advice would you have given yourself? Well, he's very political. He's saying, and I'm saying, what? So he's saying that so much more politically has come out with Russia and Ukraine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying now a lot of these money laundering has come out. A lot of people are being scrutinized because basically the Ukraine, is it still money laundering? He's like big time, but it's being more exposed now. And we're starting to really be able to take a more critical thinking position with regards to this war. He says a significant amount of time has passed, so now we're getting the historical critiques, the economical critiques, the political critiques, more and more and more, because this is just a bloodbath. It's just ongoing. Russia will not let up. They will not let up. There's no talking to them into an agreement. Has anybody tried to make a peace deal? Oh, there's been attempts at making a peace deal or talking with Russia, but they're not having any of it. They're not even taking any outside information. This is a strict, he's saying this is a Russia-Ukraine problem. They're not, and I'm saying, are they still influencing? He killed me when you had all these Hollywood actors and actresses turning up at the beginning of it. Like, I'm like, why are you in a war zone? Like, what are you doing there? Has that still continued? No, you're not seeing these people turn up like they were. What about the UK? Are they still funding? No. See, the funding is drying up.
Okay. Hold on.
Excuse me. This is a long video.
Your public will love it, Liz. They'll love it.
Oh, yeah. Well, those that have an attention span of more than like 15 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Look at these crazy yields, though. I mean, it's just crazy. Look at that.
Okay. Let's ask this guy again. What's his name? Jay Pestolo. Yeah.
What would you like to ask him?
Let's just pick on a couple then. Let's pick on OARC. Okay. How did that do compared to TSLY?
How did OARC do compared to TSLY? It's not that favorable. It's not that favorable. There's higher performing yield funds out there. There's higher performing. There's
at the end of 24, yeah.
At the end of 2024, yeah.
Okay. What about AMZY? That's the Amazon one, I think.
AMZY. And for those of you outside of the UK calls ZZ. Don't like that, Mr. Shakespeare. You'll have all the women pouring over you over the way you said Zed. All right, AMZY. How did AMZY do compared to, was it a top performer for 2024 as far as dividend yields? Was it a top performer? I mean, it was pretty good. But is it one of your top three? No, it's not one of his top three.
Okay, what is
Look
his
at
top?
Netflix. Netflix is yielding out right now at a 52% rate.
So what? Well, let's get to the bottom of this. What is the top three? What's he say?
Is Tesla still in your top three? Yes. Is
NV. Yeah.
NVDY, is that still in your top three? Not really in the top three, but it's up there. Look at Coney. Look at Coney. Coney has 110% yield.
Yeah, at the moment it does, yeah, but I bet that goes down.
Yeah. Well, let's ask. Did Coney maintain over 100% yield in all of 2024? No, it did not. Is Coney your top performer overall in 2024? Yes. As far as paying out dividends, absolutely.
Okay. What about AMDY, for example?
AMDY. AMDY, was that one of your top performers as far as dividend yields? No, it's pretty low down.
Oh, okay. I'll pick on one more. I don't know about these. Let's pick on Enfly.
Netflix?
Oh, is
Okay.
that now? Oh, you've done
Yeah.
that one. Okay. Oh dear. MSFO then.
Microsoft, okay. MSFO currently holds in the end of 2023 a 42% overall dividend yield for the year. Has it continued to hold around overall a 40% dividend yield for 2024? No, it's lower.
Okay. All right, that'll do. I think this one's gone on forever. So
Yeah, but this was good. I'm sure there's a lot of questions we missed. But overall, I think we get the picture where the housing market's going, where the economy is going, the stock market is going. I know a lot of people that listen around the world, they're going to wonder why their country wasn't picked on. Maybe we can do a follow-up video to that.
but I mean, if we're going to do, I mean, most of your subscribers and Patreon members are US based, so that's why it's so US centric. But we do have people from elsewhere in the world. But I would say this: the best way is if you're going to, Liz can put out another thing on Patreon asking for it. It's good to have the questions, but it's even better to have somebody to probe. Yeah, I have a good US. I lived there for many years, so I understand the way that works, and obviously I understand the way that most of Europe works, but elsewhere, no, I don't. So if we're going to have, we need questions, yes, of course, but we need people to probe. It makes it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. Well, this was fantastic. And I wish you a happy 2024, Mr. Shakespeare. Do you have any big plans for 2024? Are you going to, write some more plays or?
No, I probably won't write any more plays. There has been the possibility. Obviously, Daniel Craig now has retired from James Bond, and there is the chance. I mean, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but it's possible that they need a new Bond, shaken not stirred, and that kind of thing. I'm quite happy for them to give me an Aston Martin as well. So, but apart from that, no, I don't really. I don't have that many plans. If I'm not suitable for the part of James Bond, then I probably should just carry on doing these things with you, then, Liz.
Excellent. Well, we're happy to have you, Mr. Shakespeare, and we will see you all on the Discord. Thank you so much. This was great. Thank you.